Hello everybody, welcome to part 2 of my review of this 2020 Ford Fusion Hybrid SE trim. So this review will be the interior. So I gave a pretty detailed, I think, overview of the exterior. So we're getting in, pressing this button, because this vehicle, this being the base model, there's a child in there. Who put him there? This car does not have a smart door handles. So I think in the process of decontenting this vehicle, they gave us the push button, but they took away two things. They took away the remote start, which they supplemented with an app, but then they gave us like these buttons, which I use every single time. Because I don't want to take my key out of the pocket. But the thing is, wouldn't it be nice if they would have just gave you the proximity key where you would just come up, grab it, and it would automatically open? But no such luck. So once we're inside, excuse me, we find ourselves in a pretty nice cabin. It's not over the top. It is not very luxury in here. You have a lot of this painted plastic. You have a lot of this textured plastic here. And basically, because this is an SE and this is not the titanium, this is a weird combination of a lot of good features because this was the last year of production, but also, materials that are not super luxury. But it's okay. You know what? Most of the stuff that you touch is nice and soft and squishy. Now, I'm not saying that I touch this a lot, but, this material right here, it's all soft. Now, this material right here, it's all plasticky. Some of it is painted. Some of it is not. But up to, I guess, even this is soft. But everything going down here, up until the point where you hit the armrest, which is not leather. It's pretty fake vinyl stuff. There you go. There you go. I got a nice little pen clip. Most of the stuff is nice. So even, putting my arm on this armrest, which if you guys remember, I made a comment in a town car. These armrests were very weird and bad quality. They would creak. But these are nice, and then they're nice height and everything. So, all right. So because we do have a proximity key as far as the start goes, put your foot on the brake. This thing lights up. Come on, focus. And we are greeted with our pretty famous, at this point, display. Combination of an analog speedometer right in the middle, flanked, excuse me, I'm getting over a cold, flanked by these screens. Controlled left side, right side. Here, let's straighten this out a little. So we are ready to drive, and because this is a hybrid, hit OK, we are getting ready. But you don't hear an engine because we are all battery power here. All right, let's get us situated, and on we go. All right, child secured, driver secured. And this is where we get to the shifter. Now, I'm not a big fan of this shifter. I like the normal stuff, or on the column, like the town car used to be. I got used to it. Yes, it serves its function. But the whole thing about it is there's no storage underneath. So what's the point of, quote unquote, saving space when you don't really gain anything? So you click it over, you kind of, it does shift something. You can hear it. You have a backup camera and these zones for the backup sensor. So it does start beeping and showing you how far away you are. So, that's good. Now, the one thing about this infotainment system, I guess I'll cover it a little bit more when we get to our destination, is the first minute or so, it is pretty laggy. Like, you see the delay, and then it kind of picks up. So the first time that you do this, it's slow. And when you first start the car, God help you, if you try to do anything, it will freeze and it will simply refuse to do anything. But let's start heading out on our battery assist alone. This car does emit, here, I guess let's go away from the traffic. This car does emit some sort of a low frequency noise to warn people when it's on battery. But because of it, you save money. Well, you don't save big money because it's Menards, but you do save money because, like right now, if you can see right there, I'm going to try to be careful. You are driving on, well, we are driving on EV power alone, and it's emitting its low little drone thing. All right, I gotta zoom out because otherwise I will not be able to see much. Yeah, it's emitting this sound to warn people that cars approaching. Okay, the automatic door locks just clicked in, and technically, if you do some slow speed maneuvers, you're going to be on battery power quite a bit. Now, it doesn't give me a breakdown, any kind of a display that shows how much battery reserve there is. Oh, there you go. The engine just kicked on because I accelerated beyond a certain point. And you can kind of see right now my display. We got a tachometer and a temperature gauge. And you can kind of see the red line. And you can also kind of see that the car's cold. So the thing about this is this setup does give us a lot of different displays, which I will show you when we stop. I mean, I'm filming as I'm driving, but at the same time, I don't want to go too crazy. And this is probably the best display that I could find, only because it gives me the information that I can relate to. Because all the other displays that we're going to show you, it doesn't really do much. And it's a really warm day. It's 52 degrees right now. It's end of December. I mean, look at this. It's still got green grass and everything. So anyway, so what is it? Oh, I was like, oh my God, is that a town car? No, that was a Lincoln Continental. So driving this vehicle is a little weird. And the reason for that is because I'm not really used to it. I never owned a hybrid vehicle before. Now, several relatives of mine do, and I drove like Priuses and stuff, and a lot of other hybrid vehicles. But at the same time, I never owned one, so the day-to-day is a little different for me. But basically, all you do is you just switch between, gas and electric. When you try to accelerate, it gives you more gas. When you try to coast, it gives you more battery juice. And like all these displays right here I can kind of show you, like I don't understand like what this is trying to show me. Like this engage, what is that? I have no idea. It's giving me more EV juice. It doesn't give me something else. Whoops. And then empower, once again, sorry, I'm trying to kind of drive and focus. Yeah, I don't understand what it does, honestly. I don't understand. But this I can understand. I'm driving on EV power. I got my average right in the middle. If I hit the gas a little bit, it will give me more boost. And also, here, taking this thing into a corner, it does behave, dare I say, sporty, because the suspension is obviously geared more towards a Mazda side of things. Remember I told you guys this is kind of a Mazda architecture. It's a pretty ancient one, but nonetheless. So yeah, I mean, the steering is dead on, straight on. It doesn't absorb bumps as well as it does on, let's say, a town car. But at the same time, look, nothing will absorb bumps like, the old Cadillacs or the old town cars. So yeah, and look, we just keep coasting. We keep coasting, and it's fine. And I am doing, what is it, 35, 34, something like that. Now if I hit the gas, see it right there, and it gives it a nice little boost. It is faster than a town car, but once again, it's not a competition. Yes, it's a more modern architecture. It is geared more towards, kind of zippiness. And the reason why I use the eco mode, this little button right here, is I think I mentioned before, it limits the revs. Now this is a CVT, you can't really shift your own gears. It's not going to give you exhilarating performance. But at the same time, look, what do you expect? You're getting an average of 42 miles, at least I'm getting I'm getting all sorts of mixed MPG claims. I looked online. I guess I need to kind of look as far as what the window sticker says, but it's like 40. Some website says 4140 city versus highway. Some say 4241. I don't know, but in any case, the steering wheel is really nice. It's not wrapped in leather or anything like that. You got nice bolster grips right there. Yeah, I mean, it's an appliance. I think if they continued making these things, okay, there's a pedestrian that's walking very slowly. I think they could have sold more of these vehicles. I mean, I think it feels kind of modern here. You know, we're gonna stop pretty soon, and I'm gonna give you just an overview as far as what the features are. And I think in this case, the features are pretty good. It's a last year of production. I think they did stuff more in this car than they would have had it been not the last year of production, especially all the safety stuff. So if I click a little button right here, I get lane keep assist, and this is active. This is active lane keep assist. That if or when I am on the highway or on the normal streets, it will jiggle the steering wheel back into the lane if I start swerving. It does also have, here, maybe we can pull into the parking spot and then I'll show you a little more. And by the way, parking this thing is way easier than I used to in a town car. All right, so let's put it in park. Let's talk a little bit about some of these features. So in general, you get your power windows, power locks, power mirrors. If this was a higher up trim, I would have gotten memory seats, or if it was a MKZ Lincoln, but not this one. You get speakers. You get speakers here and there, and also in the back, right there. You get like extra speakers in this thing. So, all right, but in any case, the one thing that's weird about this car, so look, it does have automatic headlights. And I don't know if it was meant to be like this or something is broken, but look. Okay, so this is automatic. You got the daytime running or whatever, and then, or is it, I don't know. Oh, I guess this is the daytime running, and then this is like the perimeter lights. I cannot turn off my headlights. So this switch, I think I can force it, but I'm also afraid of breaking it. I try pulling on it. I try pushing on it. I cannot do the whole off thing. So I don't know if it's a defect or I'm missing something. So I just do it, I just leave it on the auto, and when it's dark out, it will turn on. When it's light out, it will turn off. So I don't know why. Tell me, is this the way it's supposed to be? Because I'm afraid if I just force it off, it might break a piece of plastic in the middle. So anyway, this is the display. So I got active lane keep assist. I got cruise control. But it's not just the dumb cruise control. It's actual Distronic cruise control. You can kind of see right there. I can control the distance in front of the other vehicle. I already drove this car on the highway. It works very well. Now, it's as close of getting an autonomous driving without it actually being an autonomous driving. Yeah, if you let go of the steering wheel, it'll start going, off on you a little bit, and especially if you start hitting the lane in the middle, it will start jiggling and, beeping and stuff like that. Plus, it's got the collision avoidance system, which is when the car thinks that you're approaching another vehicle very quick, it will start flashing like an extra headlight in front of you. So there's that. Once again, very cool feature. I never had a car that had this feature, including, obviously the town car, but I had a 2010 Buick LaCrosse, which was the top of the line, very expensive car. It did not have these features. Neither did this one. Maybe later in the years, but not this. Now, also as far as this display goes, here, let's zoom it in a little. It got a lot of different controls, as you guys can see up. It tells you what you can and cannot do. Here, let's turn all these off. Display trip, so there you go. This is my view, what I'm talking about. See, the car didn't even warm up yet. Tire pressure monitor. I know it's kind of a curse and a blessing, but I can see what my tires are doing. My overview, see, I drove 112, almost 113 miles. I used less than a quarter tank of gas. Very nice. It's got 39,000 miles right now, 200. Trip 1, trip 2, digital Pedometer. Yeah, these things engage and power. Yeah, I don't know what these do. This is what I selected. And this thing, my view, you can kind of change my view. And you can kind of see, you can have all sorts of weird things in here. So you can kind of select what you want. Oh, the coach, yeah. So this is what the normal tachometer, and then the same thing here. This is actually the only place where you can get the vehicle temperature. You cannot get any other display. And then this is like what uses your power, trip 1, trip 2, fuel history, coach. They're really big on the coach. I'm not big on the coach. You got instant, which who cares? Yeah. So this is what I selected, and this is how I roll my tachometer, my fake tachometer, I guess. Yeah. So there's that. Let's see, information here. You got a lot of different tutorials, and all you do is you just read. There's text upon text upon text upon text. I don't care for it at all. Tutorial, driver alert systems. Yeah, apparently this vehicle, I think in some trims they have like the distraction alarm or something. This car doesn't have it, so I'm not sure if this is just a dead feature from what I understand. A my key, you can program a my key where you can give it to your kid, and like the kid can't exceed certain mileage and stuff, like miles per gallon. I'm sorry, miles per gallon, miles per hour, something like that. Yeah, I'm not gonna use that. And then different settings, all sorts of assist, lane keep and assist, pre-collision warning, rear parking aid. Oh, blind spot too. These things do have blind spot. Well, if you guys can see through there. Blind spot monitoring, cross traffic alert, cruise control settings, lane. Okay, same thing. Then all sorts of. Oh, this thing does have a remote start through the app. I will show you a few pictures from the app. The app is really cool. The one bad thing about the app, it's not in real time. It takes maybe 30 seconds for it to actually start the car. On the other end, it's pretty cool because you can be anywhere. You don't need a direct line of sight to do your remote start. Switch inhibit, I'll be honest with you, I don't know what that does, so maybe I need to read up on it. Tire mobility kit, I also don't understand what this does. I mean, it did come with like an inflator kit, so I don't know, does it just remind you to replace your inflator kit? Not sure. Windows, okay, yeah, like if you want all windows rolled down or something like that. Wipers, this is interesting. This vehicle does have rain sensing wipers. I never owned a vehicle with rain sensing wipers right here. So basically you have, this is off, that's a courtesy wipe down, and then this is an automatic setting. It will do a one-time wipe, but then it will set the wipers down, and when it rains it will automatically trigger. I've never had a vehicle with automatic wipers before. Really cool feature. I did not expect that it actually had this feature. Lighting, locks, neutral tow. I don't know why that one is grayed out. So yeah, so that's kind of all the stuff that it can do. A lot of cool stuff. Like I played with this thing for quite a bit. And you see the wipers just retracted. So on this side, you get this little joystick. And here's the thing about these joystick things. Left, right, down, no problem. The button is really tiny. I wish it was a little bigger. The up, my finger keeps sliding off. Like I wish they would have made it more square, so it's like it almost like hitting this portion will be better, but I don't know. It keeps kind of sliding when I try to do it. So same thing here. But anyway, yeah, you can kind of see like the entertainment. You can switch between all the different sources. Now playing. I got my NPR. I got the phone set up. So once again, if you can do all sorts of stuff, which is once again very cool. I did not have that feature before. Navigation, you can have our compass. Plus, it tells you the speed. Plus, you can control, previous destination, point of entry. Point of interest, I'm sorry. Favorites, all sorts of stuff. Once again, really cool features. Fuel economy. They have the whole thing about the fuel economy. They're really big on that. You can kind of see that the range, 462 miles at 54 degrees. Obviously, the temperature will affect it. Looks like I'm really good at cruising, but not so good on braking and acceleration. But at the same time, if I'm good at cruising, doesn't that mean I'm not accelerating nor braking? So that's a little convoluted thing there. Yeah, the good old efficiency leaves, I don't really quite get. Where's the maximum leafage versus the minimum leafage? I think it should tell you. Yeah, the whole thing, the 30-minute thing. The coach again. So, yeah. So, wait, so does it give you 2 coaches? Or is it just cycling? Coach. Coach. Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's just 3 things. Well, anyway, yeah, I don't really go big on the fuel economy, but I go big on the phone and navigation. So that's where we go. Well, this is where we go on the steering wheel. Yeah, this display thing here, I mean, it works fine, but like I told you, it's when you first started, it's laggy. It is laggy. Then it kind of picks up the steam. So now it's good. Now it's fine. Yeah. So you can kind of see a lot of interesting features. So here's one thing that I could show you is that the automatic updates, you can connect this to a Wi-Fi, and this is where you can kind of see the software is up to date. The problem is what I had to do is I had to connect it to Wi-Fi. It's going to spin for a while trying to catch it. I tried to get it from my office, and it would connect. So you see, it caught up to my network from where we live. So, but you know, the signal is kind of weak. But then I tried doing the same thing at work when I connected it to the works Wi-Fi. But the thing is, this whole system upgrade or automatic updates, it took so long that, you know, the car would time itself out. So like it would download in the background, but I was like, oh my God, like how much time does this thing actually need? So what I ended up doing, I ended up driving for like a week with my phone hotspot being turned on. So I connected it to the Wi-Fi network through here, and then I literally just drove for a week when it downloaded some sort of an update. And now it didn't really change any kind of features or anything else here. You can kind of see December 8th, 2023, after driving with a hotspot on for a week, it finally downloaded whatever update it was looking for. Other than that, you got your basic controls. Because this is a hybrid, they put a couple extra nice features in here. So dual climate control, but because this is a base model, you got cloth seats, and then the heater, the seat heater buttons would have been here if this was the next model up. But if this was a next model up, like the titanium, the fully loaded one, it would have had a totally different center stack with cooled seats and heated seats, and this whole thing would have been different. Plus it would have given you the Sony stereo. Here there's not even a CD player here, so I don't know. It's a sync, and it's not really branded, but otherwise it's a Sony. All right, besides that, you got a little cubbies here. My Samsung Galaxy Fold 4 fits perfectly in this spot when it's unfolded, so vertically, and then it fits very well into this cup holder when it's folded. So perfect space. I don't know if that's what they were going for, but they got it right there. The sizing is excellent. Electronic parking brake, the eco button, the hill descent thing, I mean, to put extra regen in the batteries, I don't know how useful that is. And the glove box, I already showed it to you guys. Yeah, going behind this glove box is hell to change the filter. But otherwise, you know, nice. You got 2-tier, pretty nice, pretty sizable glove box. Yes, do I wish that this thing had a little bit extra wood? Absolutely. Or any wood for that matter. Do I wish that it was a little nicer? Yeah, I do. I really wish it had a sunroof feature. This one does not have it. Got your, you know, your LEDs, all that fun stuff you got here. Yeah, nice. In the back, you get some, here, let's turn it off. You get some decent, oh, here also it tells you the summary. You get decent legroom. You get a decent dead pedal here, space kind of deal. The seat is all the way back. And I guess we could exit out. Oh, here's the release button there. There's the trunk button there. You do get power seats, but only on the driver's side. You do not get on the passenger side. And also in the back. Now, I'm not going to get in here because you got child seats in here. But yeah, I mean, this is with the seat all the way back. It's not bad, but yeah, it's not super good either. So, but in the back also, you got the double speaker setup. So it's got 8 speakers, which is kind of nice. Well, actually, you got an extra one, I think, in the back. Not 100% sure if it's a speaker or a vent. Probably more like a vent. Not 100% sure. But plus, you got these little microphones for the Bluetooth system. So that's nice. And also, you get cup holders with some armrest. And very nice. You do get another PowerPoint back there. And you get vents back here, which, you know, nice that it has it for a small car like this. So, all right, folks, I've tried to kind of give you as much as I could. Overall, so again, pretty happy. The design, not bad, usable. I like the fact that it's a black interior. I love black interior. I used to have a tan interior. Don't really like it, but my preference is black or gray. Tan, not my thing, even though my town car used to be tan. So there you have it. Pretty nice set of features. Some features were omitted, but you know, like this button, right? But but if the car is locked, this button doesn't work. But you do have trunk space. The look, I like the look. I think I already mentioned that in my last review. So there you go, folks. You got everything you need and nothing you don't. Good feature set. Some surprising features, to be honest with you, because I think it's on one way they decontented this thing. On the other end, they kind of gave it a nice, you know, modern convenience and look. And I think if they kept making it another few years, and maybe if they would have, you know, modernized it a little bit, I think this is a good competitor to, let's say, a Camry. I know people drool over Camrys and Accords these days because that's really the only... I mean, let's look at this parking lot, right? You got a Camry, a Civic, an Altima, a Camry, more Camry, a Corolla, a Corolla, Volkswagen. You know, there's some Subaru, Mazda over there. So yeah, there's no sedans. There's no American sedans left. No Impala, no Taurus, no Fusion. And I think if they kept making this car, they could have made profit, because there's no reason why a manufacturer shouldn't be making at least one sedan. Not everybody wants a crossover. Yes, a lot of people do. A lot. I mean, here's our other vehicle, right? You don't have to believe me. You already know me. And yes, she loves this vehicle. Yes, it's excellent in the snow. Yes, it wasn't much more than a sedan. But at the same time, I don't think everybody wants a sedan. Everybody wants a crossover or an SUV. So give us an option. So, but anyway, this is my pretty big overview. Everything that I could think of at the moment. So I'll make some features. I'll make some other videos about some of the features that are weird, aka the windshield wipers. I got to show you more about that. Some of the features that I wish it had, but also some of the features that you might find interesting. That this car is kind of, you know, it's 4 years old at this point, and then the design is much older than that. But I think it was a pretty good car, and plenty of them on the road to this day. I'm sure if I go around this parking lot, I should probably, maybe not in this corner, but I'm sure I'll find some parking lot Fusions besides this one. Yeah, and you can kind of see even on this lot, sedans are still out there. Not everybody wants a crossover. So I wish that one day Ford and other manufacturers, here there's a Focus over there that doesn't have the grille of an Aston Martin. But yeah, I hope that someday the manufacturers kind of, you know, rethink their strategy and, you know, bring back the sedan. Give us at least one sedan, right? GM, give us whatever. I don't care if you call it an Impala or something else. Buick, where is the Buick? Give me a Buick sedan. I used to own a Buick sedan. I used to love Buick sedans. I still do. But no luck. All right, everybody. Hope you found this informative. I'll show you more of this car as the stuff develops. Take care, everybody.